That should last a second.
So you had a front row seat the other day.
Yeah.
Celtics played lousy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Celtics?
They're great. No, they're fine. Cleveland was really good that night, so it happens.
Yeah. What do you think of the Celtics team?
I like them a lot. I like their versatility. I mean, they just have so many guys. Like I said the other day, obviously Curry and Horford are the two key guys, but when you just keep naming names after that, they're so deep, they're so versatile. That's what makes them so good defensively. They can virtually switch everything and kind of stay at home, and that's what makes them so good.
Did you view the other night, Doc, as Cleveland just hitting shots? Because that's what Brad kind of said after the game.
They made everything, number one, and I don't care who you play when they have one of those nights. It's going to be a good team or a quote-unquote bad team. If they're making shots, it's going to still be a make-miss league, and you're going to lose that game most likely unless you just happen to be making as many shots. That usually doesn't match. It doesn't happen very often. So, they look very happy. It's funny you say that. I mean, you think you're in the NBA, everybody should be happy as far as I'm concerned, but they look very good the other night for sure.
Doc, I know you've talked about it, but back in Boston, talk about subtracting Blake and what all that process.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was the right thing for us to do. It was obviously, I think, a good trade for Detroit as well, but we wanted, just more room to do different things, and now we're able to do that, and we still think we made our team good. It's rare when that happens, where you can move a guy like Blake and still add guys to your team that kind of add to the way you're playing. We kind of fell on this way, with all the injuries, and we like how we're doing it, and so we decided to get more guys like that to keep playing the way we were playing already.
I know you're not real sentimental about it, but it was the end of your program.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I didn't know I had a program, but thank you. No, it was the right. DJ is still there, and I'm not. Listen, programs change. And sometimes you have to make changes. I thought it was the time to do that.
Coach, we reunited with Avery Bradley. How's the transition been, and how's that been, with this group, him being added to this group?
It's been great. It's rare where you get a chance to draft a rookie, and coach him and then leave him and see him again. When you see him again, he's better. He's more mature. He's a veteran now. It's really a strange in some ways, but really cool. Just seeing his growth and his maturity, and Avery's always been this quiet guy, and he still is. But it's nice. Like, he'll come out and say, "Hey, one of the things I think we can do." He has suggestions now. It's awesome. He knows me, so he has far more confidence this time around because he knows me and he knows how I coach.
What's the biggest difference in his game since you guys are here?
Really everything. I mean, he came in the league as a great defender. Now he's better at that, which I didn't know was possible, but he is. I thought he became a great cutter when he was with us, but he's still great at that. But now it's just the other offensive stuff that he can do. We figure out which way he wants to go and try to accent that. His shooting. I mean, it's just everything. More his basketball IQ, though. To me, that always stands out. When guys get older in the league, they either get that and have that, or they don't. And Avery has that.
Who's changed more over the last 5 years, you or Avery?
Well, my weight has changed for sure. So I'm going to say me, but I think Avery has. I mean, he's grown in every way.
Have you changed at all?
Yeah, I've gotten bigger. Like I said.
No, seriously.
No, you always change. I hope next year I'm different than this year as a coach. We always are learning, and as a coach, and not only learning, just changing. We try different things. And some years we're more uptight. Some years we're more relaxed. It really depends on your guys. And some years it could be the same group the following year, and you're different because they need you to be different. So you have to adapt to the environment.
That starting lineup you had at Brooklyn,
yeah.
Could you see that being that lineup throughout if everybody stays healthy?
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm almost scared to say that. So, but that would be a good lineup for us. You could see both units. Second unit was really good, at least in the first half. Second half was tragic. But yeah, that would be great.
What did Milos bring with that second unit that you liked?
Another ball handler. Another ball handler, another guy. Lou is as good of a scorer as I've seen, but we don't want Lou having to be the point guard very often. You know, it's always nice to have another ball handler on the floor with him. Usually that's Milos or Austin. So Lou can be Lou. You know, when we have found when he's the point guard, it's just too taxing to bring the ball up and score.
Can it also help you guys have more even minutes for your floor guards rather than trying to have guys playing 35? 40?
Yeah, I mean, we had that one stretch, and you know, who knows if that's why Austin got hurt, but you know, we had 3 guards on our entire roster, and one was a G League guy, and so Austin and Lou were playing 40, 43, 42, 38. You know, that's not, in this day and time, that's not healthy.
In the beginning of the
I
season.
would have loved that.
Doc, you were known, you gained a reputation of being hard on rookies.
Yeah.
But now that you had probably 12 this year,
Yeah.
that you had to change your approach on rookies.
Yeah.
Was Avery scared of you 7, 8 years ago?
He should have been, damn it. No, you know, it's funny. Like, I think people forget my first 3 years in Orlando, that's all I coached was rookies.
Yeah.
You know, so again, I think you always adapt to what you're playing and who you're playing. When you have veterans and you can, you know, teach rookies in another way, you do that. And when you have a young team, you teach them that way. You know, this year I didn't even have rookies. I had guys that were G League guys that played in the league. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. You know, it reminds me more of the Orlando stretch than it does, obviously, you know, the years in Boston. First couple of years in Boston, though, we did. All we played was rookies, you know, and then after that, we went to the veteran stretch, and, you know, you come full circle. So I think Avery was not scared of me. I think he was scared of the veterans that he was playing with. You know, Kevin and those guys are tough veterans. They're great veterans for rookies. I mean, if you ask Avery, he would say those are very important years for him. Rondo was funny. I telling someone the other night, we were just talking about that sitting in the first row, you know, because we had nothing else to do. And, you know, that's the first thing he said. He's like, I'm trying to get these young guys to understand professionalism, being serious. And I was like laughing, you know, but he was saying if it wasn't for Kevin and that group, I wouldn't have learned that, you know. And so, you know, now Avery is probably doing the same thing to his rookies.
There were times you wanted to probably choke Rondo.
Oh yeah, definitely, and vice versa, by the way. You know, but you know, it never stopped our relationship. I think that's what people didn't understand. It's like I don't mind that. Like it's good to have that, and then get over it. That's the most important part.
Doc, the other night you were talking that the message was finished for this group headed into the break and the trip. Can you sense in a shoot-around that they have the energy? Does that take game time?
It takes game time. I guarantee you Brad and I are thinking the same thing. And listen, either both teams are going to come and finish the game and it'll be a great game, or one of the teams at some point is going to say, All-Star break, you know, and that happens. And, you know, it's almost, you're hoping it's the other team. You just never know. The good news is both teams are playing for something, you know. It's just not like 5 years ago when the All-Star break was game 43, 44. I mean, there's not a lot of games left, you know. And in the West, I keep saying, you lose 3 in a row in the West, you can literally go from the 4th spot to the 9th spot, you know, and it's that close. And so every game is huge for every team.
It's that close in the East, too, you know.
Yeah, I haven't looked. I mean, I wouldn't know that. I honestly wouldn't.
No, but it is.
So then it's good. I don't think the Celtics are worried about that. So, yeah, I think they're pretty safe.
In the beginning of the season when you lost 8 in a row, was that a test for you in terms of personally?
No, not really. I mean, listen, give me a team that loses 5 of their 7 starters. You know, the top 7 players, you're going to lose games. You know, I actually, in a strange way, and I said this publicly, I was more encouraged with that when we lost 8 in a row, because every game we're leading in the 4th quarter, and we had 5. The one time we had entire 5 starting lineup out, plus 1 more, and we still were playing. And I didn't know why we were in the game. I really didn't. I didn't understand it. But to me, it was encouraging. I kept thinking, if we ever get healthy, this team could make a run somewhere, you know. But we end up changing it, and maybe for the better.
Doc, is some of what you're doing offensively trial and error as you've played one style with Blake and now you have...
Yeah, but we were kind of doing it before, you know. People forget Blake missed a big chunk of games, and that's when when we went to that style when Blake went out, that's when it changed for us. You know, we really started pushing the pace, advancing the pass, playing differently. It's something we've talked about doing and just couldn't do it with the 2 bigs in the lineup, where I gave Blake a lot of credit. You know, we went on that stretch, I think, where You know, Lou and Austin had 39, 38, 39, 38. Another guard had 34, and it was all pace related. And then Blake's first game back, the guards did it again. And Blake was on the floor, and you can see he watched, and he thought, wow, this could be a good system for me as well. So, but fortunately for us, the change had already started, and now adding these two guys, they really fit the change, and so it's been good.
Austin seems to have picked it up too since the deal.
Yeah.
More opportunities.
Well, he was hurt. He was out. You know, Austin missed 18 games in a row. You know, and so he didn't come back. His first game was 2 games ago, but Austin was playing well right before that. That's when he had that 39, 38, 34 stretch with Lou. Then he got hurt, but we didn't stop playing. We kept playing that stretch. It was nice to see him jump right back in and start doing it again. I mean, usually you miss 18 games, it takes a while. So far, he's been pretty good.
What was your thoughts of the Pierce ceremony? We talked to you before.
Oh, it was really nice. I wish, you know, me, Paul, probably all of us probably didn't do a good enough job, you know, mentioning Red. You know, you always have regrets after everything, because Red is the originator of all this here. And I think whenever anyone talks, he should probably be the first thing that comes out of your mouth. And so, you know, you can't get do-overs, but if you could get one, that would be the only part that I thought was missed a little bit.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, I just did it too, so thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.